Hi YouTube! Today's video is inspired by being at that age where I get invited to a lot of weddings, and maybe you guys do too. So why not give you guys some advice about how to pick the perfect wedding guest outfit. I'll be talking about where to start in a sea full of brands, how to be both creative and appropriate for the occasion, and how to make the outfit your own. So I hope you enjoy it and find it useful. A good place for everyone to start when they want to look amazing at a wedding or any kind of occasion is assessing which shades of colours are the best ones for their skin tone and which shapes are the best ones to fit their body. This is always the step one to my personal styling process because it's just such a good starting place. If you have access to a personal stylist like me near you, then fantastic, you can get some help with this. In your everyday life, yes, it's also really useful, but it's also really useful for something like a wedding where you could be wearing something that is all in one colour. You want that colour to be the best shade for your skin tone because you want to look great. You want to look great in photos and you want to feel great because you've made that effort to dress up. And also shape-wise, you want to get the perfect shape to flatter your figure because that figure and that shape is on show. Also, it makes the shopping so much easier as you can really level down your selection and what you're looking for. When you're shopping online, there's a lot of drop downs and you can select which dress shape that you're looking for. So if you know the shape that works best for your figure, then that really helps. And you can also search by colour, but of course it's not going to be searching by shade, but you will know which colour it is that will suit you best. So if you've had a colour and body analysis with me and you found out, hey, I'm in autumn, I suit these deep autumnal shades, maybe it's a burnt orange, maybe it's a deep brown, maybe it's a khaki, maybe it's a gold or something like that. You can go, okay, I'm gonna know in my head that I'm looking for this khaki shade because I've seen how fantastic it looks on my skin. Maybe you're a pear body shape, so that's smaller on the top, more volume on the bottom, and you want to add more volume up the top. So you're searching for dresses that have more going on at the top. You're looking for things that level that out and make yourself look in proportion. Maybe you're not very busty, so you're looking for lots of frills to cover it up and make it look like you have more bust, for example. Also have a think about what you like about yourself and what you want to show off. When you're going to something like a wedding, you don't want to be showing everything off because, hey, there might be a lot of family members that maybe it feels a bit uncomfortable to be showing everybody part. You know, you might not have read the room. Also with body shape, height can come into it when you're looking for what to wear, as you want the perfect fit on a day like this. Nowadays, so many more brands that are tailored to people who aren't regular fit, like myself. There's less of it in the shops. I found it can be quite hard if you're a petite person to even find a petite rack in a lot of shops, but online there's a lot of options. And once you know that, you know what, I'm only going to search for petite, not regular, because I know the regular always comes up too big, then you can make more informed decisions when you're shopping and get sizes which are better for you and hopefully land on something that you won't have to return. And you do have to be prepared for buying and refunding, or say you're doing this in person, a lot of trying. Great if you find it on the first try, but be prepared to be trying on a lot of different things. So something to remember when you're tall and when you're small. As I've said in other videos, taller person, bigger print, smaller person, smaller print. We want it to be in harmony with ourselves. So watch out for that if you do want to look for a print for a wedding. Also, the same applies with things like jewellery and accessories. I have talked about accessorizing in a video, so go find that if you then want to have a look at that. Remember as well, one of the key things, bigger person, bigger accessory, smaller person, smaller accessory. Bigger person, you can have some chunky standout jewellery. It can really lift that plain wedding outfit, make it look and feel special. Smaller person, that chunky jewellery is going to overpower you, so you want something dainty. Something dainty would get lost on someone taller, but on a smaller person, it won't look small, it will look correct, it will look right. So you want to keep that in mind. Same with what bag you're carrying on the day. Bigger person could take a bigger bag, smaller person could take a smaller bag. Yeah, I know, tricky if you're a smaller person and you've got a lot of stuff. But hey, it's a wedding. Really what you're going to need is a phone, maybe some makeup to touch up with, and tissues if you're a crier. Perhaps a spare pair of tights if you want. You don't want to cram in too much on the day. So, how can I gauge what is appropriate to wear for an occasion like this? Sometimes it can be hard to tell from the wording on an invite. They can say things and you're like, how do I interpret that for myself? Think about the person that you're being invited by. Are you close to that person? Do you know what kind of circle they might invite to the wedding? What that kind of vibe will be? Has that friend told you if that wedding is going to be really fancy or really casual? Where is the wedding? That can really help. What time of year is the wedding? Then you can work on weather and that kind of thing as well. And hey, if you're close enough with the host to ask them a vibe or even show them some pictures if you're stuck, then don't be afraid to do that. Some of the obvious things, but I'm gonna say it anyway, is it's probably not gonna go down well if you're gonna wear white or cream to a wedding. Not only will the bride probably feel a little bit awkward about it, but the other guests are gonna be like, oh, that person's wearing white to a wedding. Do you know what I mean? It's not worth the drama. You don't want to be talked about. You just want to have a good time. There's no need to upstage the bride on her day. You wouldn't want to do that as a guest anyway. Sometimes as well, I don't like to wear red to a wedding. I feel like it's too powerful. I know in a lot of videos I talk about how amazing red is for important days, but this is a day where it isn't your important day, it's someone else's important day. You don't want to look too amazing, if that makes sense. The bright tomato red, which suits a spring palette, my favorite red, I would say is a bit too much of a big red beacon. It's going to be very eye-catching, so I tend not to use that color for a wedding. Like a deeper maroon, if you suit that deeper maroon, more wintry red, then that's probably going to be okay. It's not too loud. Or if you wear that red in a print, it's not going to be like, hey, I'm a big red traffic light. It's just going to be in the print. Sometimes prints in general are really good to wear as the guest because usually the bridesmaids or the maids of honors are going to be in a flat color and you could end up in something similar to them. So a print can be really safe if you're just a guest. So there's also a thing with the level of sexiness that you want to go for a wedding, which can be quite hard to judge. We probably don't want to take it too far because this isn't the Oscars. It's a family time. It's just celebrating love. It's celebrating the people getting married. So yes, there's a level of maybe I can be showing some bust because hey, maybe I've got a bigger bust and I need to let it breathe, but maybe it's not. I'm showing all my bust and everything else at the same time. I've got a really short length on, I've got like straps, I've got an open back, I've got everything. Maybe it's just picking like one or two key areas and having a few areas that are more covered up. So it's again picking the level of sexiness that you want to have and maybe just picking one or two areas and not going full thing. Also think about comfort. Weddings are long days, whether you're a key player in that wedding or a guest. You're going to be in whatever outfit you're in for a long time. You're going to be in that outfit during the whole ceremony and partying afterwards and eating a meal and everything. And as much as you want to look amazing, you probably won't be feeling amazing if you're in something you're not comfortable in. A lot of people use weddings as a chance to wear something that they wouldn't normally wear or do something they wouldn't normally do. But I would say don't step too far out of your comfort zone. If you're tugging something that fits, maybe a fit that you're not used to or a style. If you're someone that isn't into too much frilliness and that kind of thing and you opt for that for a wedding, you might feel uncomfortable, so don't try and push that. If you're someone more classic, if you're someone that prefers a suit, then wear that suit. If you're someone that prefers a top and a skirt over a dress, don't force the dress, but dress up in a way that feels dressed up to you. Whether that dress up to you is by wearing a slightly different color than you would usually wear, or more accessories than you would usually wear, or it's the hair, or it's the makeup, but still in a level where you put that on and you feel great in it. I would say try not to leave it until the day of the occasion to see yourself in that full look. Maybe try elements of it in a safe testing day. That could be in front of the mirror, just trying on the makeup for a while, allot yourself some time to play. You probably won't get it right first time, so play a little bit around. Maybe you've tried a colourful eyeliner for the first time and you're like, didn't really work actually. It doesn't matter, you can take it off or you can wear it out for cocktails later that day. Maybe you're trying a hairstyle and you just try it on for work and see how you feel. Maybe halfway through the work day you take it down and go, hey, maybe I'm not an updo person. And the dress, again, you can try it in front of the mirror, you can try it at home, you can take some pictures and show the people around you and be like, what do you think? Do you like my suit? And they might go, yeah, that's a great suit. Or you might try on the suit yourself and be like, oh, it wasn't what I thought it was. Maybe I need a different top or a different pair of shoes underneath it. And then you go shopping further to add to it. Sometimes people have an allotted outfit that they wear every year to a wedding. But people change, your body changes, your lifestyle changes, your style changes. And it might be in your head, you're like, oh, I don't need to go shopping because my suit's there. My suit's waiting for me. You try it on the day and you're like, this isn't what I imagined, and then it's too late. So you want to give yourself a bit of time beforehand to have tried it and know that it's still okay if it's been a year. And you might go, you know what, that suit was working for me a few years ago, but now actually I think that I don't want anything underneath it, or I want something different underneath it, or maybe actually I want to shorten it a little bit, show off those ankles. You might want to change it in some way. The trousers are still good, but the jacket isn't good. Maybe I want like a check jacket and a plain trouser now, or maybe I want to add a waistcoat from a different brand, but probably still going to be okay. So, if that makes sense. Warmth can also come into comfort as well. A lot of people feel very comfortable wearing things that on an average day they're going to be a bit cold in. But on a wedding, for some reason, we've got like, what, a wedding temperature, wedding heat, something we're okay being cold. So think about, what is it that might go over my dress that I can put on later or take off, or that kind of thing. It might be a shawl, it might be something clever, like maybe it's a nice open shirt or a kimono or something fluffy. If you're in the winter, you could be playing with layering, so maybe your dress has straps and you wear another really nice top underneath it, like a sparkly polo neck or a white shirt if that's what you're feeling. I also think it's absolutely fine to wear tights. It could be a skin coloured tight that maybe no one knows you're wearing, but you're wearing it so you have that comfort. Or it could be a fun, bright colour tight to really make that outfit pop. Don't be afraid to do that too. Also with shoes and comfort, a lot of people try and push themselves into heels that don't normally wear them for a wedding and then have a hard time walking. So think about how much walking is in that wedding. Are they holding the wedding outside? Are you going to be walking on grass? Are you going to be walking on sand? Is it going to be okay because there's not that much walking? Like you're literally in one venue the whole time and you're probably sat down and you can take your shoes off for dancing. So think about that kind of thing. Do you need to pack a spare pair of shoes? Do they have a cloakroom? Maybe it's finding a different kind of heel that works for you. Maybe it's a chunkier heel, maybe it's a small heel. Think about that. It's absolutely okay to go for comfort first and go, you know what, it's lower, that's just who I am this year. You'll still look absolutely fantastic. So, okay, I have the piece, I have the dress, I have the suit, I have the items, I am ready to go. I have picked the perfect thing for myself. But it's not feeling like me. It's feeling like I've just bought it off the hanger from this brand that probably a lot of other people have, and it's not my own yet. What do I do? Now, it's definitely difficult when you're shopping high street. Yes, probably a lot of the other wedding guests could have that item, and that's hard to predict. What I would say is if you style it in a way or a combination that's unique to your own, then even if you have the same piece as somebody else, you've done it in your own way and it's yours, and you and that person will be wearing it differently anyway. You're shopping in the high street and you're buying the dress, for example, on a rail, and whoever is working in that store has styled it with a pair of matching shoes underneath and a matching jacket and a matching bag up the top. Don't buy all of them together because it's very likely that other people have bought them all together because the visual merchandiser working has paired them like that. People like to buy everything in an eyesight. They can see it, it works, but that means you'll probably end up with the same piece as someone else. So if you avoid the matching pieces from that brand, pair it with maybe something of yours which is old. Maybe it's something that you've got from another family member from 20 years ago. Maybe you've got it online on Vinted. Maybe you've got it from a charity shop, a vintage shop. So you know that definitely no one has paired that old and that new together. Maybe you pair it with a color combination that isn't matchy-matchy, so that maybe other people haven't thought of your color combination. Maybe you're wearing something printed and you've picked out a color from the print that you don't think other people will have done. Maybe it's the style of shoe is a bit different than the typical shoe that you would think to match that item with. So maybe you're wearing that suit and you know that a lot of other people are going to put it with a black dress shoe, and you go, no, I'm going to wear it with a boot. So if you've styled it a bit differently, maybe you've done something to your suit. You've got a different pocket square in it. Maybe you're not wearing it with the typical shirt and tie. So mixing up the brands that you buy from can really help as well. Maybe you've got a dress from one brand, but your accessories are from all different brands. That can really help. Also, simply the hair, the accessory, the makeup, all those other pieces, the bag will make it different. It could be that you've put a belt there and no one else will have thought to have put a belt on this thing. Maybe it is that strappy dress and you put something underneath it, and you know no one else is going to have done that because it's quite forward thinking. You've got that idea from a personal stylist on YouTube. Maybe you've changed the piece in some kind of way. Maybe you're fairly confident with sewing or playing around with garments. Maybe you've shortened it by quite a bit. Maybe you've changed around the straps in some form. Maybe you've cut them off completely and made the thing strapless. No one else will have done that. Could be adding a brooch or a pin or several pins or something like that. Maybe you bought something in a white dress and then you've dyed it. Again, if you're gonna do something like that you know is quite risky, I wouldn't do it like the week before the wedding. Give yourself enough mess up time that maybe if it's wrong, you can then go and buy something else, or know that you have something else if you're gonna play. Have a backup. That's my advice. I hope this has been helpful and you've enjoyed it, and happy wedding season. Goodbye.